Hey guys, it's Matt, the founder of Anti Hedge, here once again to bring you another educational video. Before we jump into this video, I'd like to remind you that this is sponsored by nobody. So please like, comment, and subscribe. This is not financial advice, and I do not accept liability for the losses you may incur. Now, with that in mind, you should be able to enjoy this video. This video is extremely important because this is the beginning of a series we're going to be adding to our YouTube segments called like the strategy guide or our strategy guide. What Anti Hedge does, rather. It's going to be broken down in parts, and this is part 1, and this is called do your own research. Now, this is an extremely important step to learning how to make proper investments, specifically because even though we are a news source and we are providing you information, there's so much information out there that even us will miss it sometimes. So it's very important for you to double check whatever information comes to you just to make sure that the validity of it is correct, as well as to make sure that your news isn't biased. From there, when your news is unbiased, you'll be able to actually stay up to date without having any issues with what's coming out in the space. The reason doing your own research is such an important thing for you to do is because this becomes the beginning of you taking your finances really into your own control. Because think of it this way, let's say you research a stock or a crypto or whatever company you decide. At that point, you are literally dissecting the company yourself. You are going to break it down logically from your own opinion, whether or not your money should be parked there or not. So as much as we could give you research, we can't tell you where you should make your final decision. And that's why I wanted to start this as part 1, doing your own research. You ask yourself, okay, well, I got to do my own research. How do I even go about it? Where do I start? What are the questions that I need to ask to find the information that I need? I'm going to break it down kind of like our recipe. And we're also going to have the strategy guide written out in a PDF format for you guys at some point to access once we refine it fully. To start, the first thing you're going to want to look at when you're picking a stock or crypto or anything is the market data. So you're going to see how many circulating coins or shares are there in the company or the crypto. What is the total money inside the company or the crypto? Like, what is the market cap? What is the tokenomics or the dilution of a company? Meaning, how often do they add stocks or coins into the total supply? Because what you got to keep in mind is that the value of your share or your crypto is equal to the total market cap, which is all the money inside the company, divided by the circulating supply of coins or shares. That's how you derive the value. Once you understand that it's a simple mathematical equation, you'll be able to actually understand what you're looking at in terms of these numbers. Then from there, what you're going to look into is you're getting all this market data about the numbers behind it, how much money it makes and all these things. Now you're going to separate that data, put it here. Next question you're going to ask is partnerships. Who are these people partnered with? Who are these cryptos partnered with? Are they with large companies that everyone recognizes and they wouldn't put their name on a project that, doesn't have potential? Or are they going to be smaller companies that no one's heard of? When you see a company with a lot of big names behind it, you got to think, okay, well, if these big names have been successful in the past, how likely is it that they'll continue to be successful? Once you realize, okay, that's something important that I need to know, you realize, okay, you're gunning for big partnerships because that's usually going to be a catalyst for a big move. Now, take that information, put it aside. Next thing we're going to break down is news catalysts. So this is basically any major news events that could spark the price upwards or downwards. So like, let's say you hear, for example, Ripple Labs, XRP, goes into a lawsuit for pumping and dumping their crypto, which they did. That becomes bad for shareholders because then you realize, okay, the company is dumping its shares onto people while the price is high, rebuying while they're low, and then redumping while it's high, and then they're in court for doing that illegally with unregistered securities. You got to ask yourself, is that going to be good for the price or bad? I'm sure you could answer that one. Then the opposite would be positive news events. So a positive news event would be something like Ray Dalio choosing Bitcoin over a government bond. So it's like, these are the kinds of factors that you got to look into when you're picking a stock or a crypto. What is the news looking like? Because the news will tell you a lot more than, let's say, a graph. A graph could really only take you so far because the graph is basically a war zone. People are pushing the price up and down, and the graph is just showing you the visual representation of that. That should more or less wrap up this first segment, which is doing your own research. We'll have the guide out for you guys soon. This will be accessible to anyone who watched this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Have a great day.